Bolts fans, take a breath with me because there's movement behind the scenes and real impact on the field. A recent arrival already changed the heat in the pocket, the rushing committee just sprouted a question mark, and the phone won't stop ringing about a secondary piece that looks like a perfect fit. And as if that wasn't enough, medical updates in the calendar might become the silent trump card of the week. What would you do if you could push a button in the front office? You won't believe what we've got today. So take a seat, drop a like, and let's dive right into the news. Let's start with something that looked like a gamble and has already turned into a hot talking point in the stands. The trade for former first-round pass rusher Odafe Oweh. A lot of people frowned because he still didn't have a sack on the year, remember? The Chargers sent a 2026 fifth-round pick in safety Alohi Gilman to the Ravens. 3 games later, Oweh already has 2 quarterback takedowns, and he didn't even need to be out there all the time. With something close to 51% of the snaps, he flashed first-step pop, strong hands, and angle control that squeezes the quarterback's escape lanes. It's the kind of pressure that doesn't have to show up on the stat sheet every snap to change the narrative. The fit with the rest of the front is the spice that changes everything. With Khalil Mack back, opposing offensive lines can't just slide protection to one side and call it a day. Suddenly, there are windows for stunts, twists, and wide 9 looks that scramble pre-snap reads and punish long dropbacks. On third downs, picture Oweh lined up wide, attacking outside the tackle and then crossing inside, while the opposite edge holds contained. The pocket collapses quicker, the ball comes out rushed, and the turnover window cracks open. When a defense converts speed into power at the right moment, the game tape starts forcing conservative adjustments from the other offense. On the strategy board, the gain goes beyond highlights. Consistent pressure shortens the runway for deep routes, shields the secondary, and lets the play caller get more aggressive in favorable down and distance. The coordinator can disguise coverage, send a late nickel, rotate a safety on the snap, and still trust the rush to get home. Tangible outcome, shorter drives, better field position, and by extension, the offense taking the ball with more leverage on the clock and the turf. That meshes perfectly with the identity Jim Harbaugh keeps preaching: physical, opportunistic, no breathers. There's also the contract equation. Oweh is in the final year of his rookie deal and is easy to retain this offseason, whether through a controlled extension or, if the number makes sense, a strategic tag. Quick translation: low risk, high ceiling. If he keeps this trajectory over 10 or 12 games, the Chargers will have turned a mid-round pick and a valuable rotational safety into an impact starter for years. The message to the locker room and to the league is direct. This front office isn't waiting for a miracle, it's manufacturing production. And that, my friend, is the kind of move that changes the face of a season. Before we talk rumors, think identity. With Jim Harbaugh, the run game isn't an accessory, it's the emotional foundation, the clock, and your badge of physical authority. The plan took hits. Rookie Omarion Hampton is coming back from injury and needs a controlled ramp-up, while veteran Najee Harris is off the board, ruining the idea of having a reliable hammer for January. Kamani Vidal held the line and deserves props, but the schedule demands depth. In the postseason, relying on a run game without ballast is an invitation to suffer. You can't expect a recently recovered rookie to handle 20 decisive carries when the margin for error turns microscopic. This is where a Plan B stops being a wish list and becomes season engineering. The name right now? Devin Singletary. He's not the kind of signing that breaks the internet, but he brings precisely what Harbaugh values: patient vision, one-cut decisiveness, low pads to win through second-level contact, and most importantly, availability. Singletary rarely disappears with injuries, protects the football, and offers above-average pass protection. The little detail that keeps the playbook open on third and manageable. In gap and duo concepts, he finds the backside with precision. In inside zone, he reads linebacker flow and punishes over pursuit. It's not fireworks, it's efficiency. 4-5 yards, the clock turning, the defense sucking wind. In the rotation, the idea is simple and effective. Singletary as the rhythm stabilizer and early down tone setter, Vidal as the spark plug and pass game threat on flats and angle routes, Hampton growing into specific packages as he rebuilds confidence. That composition reduces variance, improves third and short rates, and unlocks under-center play action ends where Harbaugh loves to build intermediate shots that punish aggressive linebackers. In the red zone, Singletary's patience on duo and gap raises goal-to-go conversion because he waits for the puller to get square, drops his pad level, and falls forward. With the offensive line winning leverage, the offense controls possession and field position, and the defense buys an extra series to breathe. Financially, this doesn't require a bidding war. The projected cost is a late pick or a short, low-risk contract that fits the cap and preserves ammunition for other needs without compromising 2026. If the package includes a conditional late rounder tied to snaps and production, even better. In return, you purchase consistency, quarterback protection, and the good kind of predictability in 4-minute offense. And if it doesn't happen, the staff loses its safety net, raising dependence on a newly recovered rookie. With him, the floor rises immediately. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. If the offensive conversation is about raising the floor, on defense there's an inflection point that could lift the ceiling. Smoke has been building around a target who fits Jim Harbaugh's big nickel philosophy like a glove. Physical through contact, fast to diagnose play action, and capable of shutting down dominant tight ends. Hang on to that curiosity for a moment, because the tactical read explains why this would make so much sense for the Chargers. The system calls for a defender who can line up in the box without sacrificing coverage, who brings angles, tackling, and selective blitzing. A player who allows disguises and keeps the playbook aggressive even on third and medium. The name is Kyle Duggar of the New England Patriots. In recent deadline rankings, he shows up among the most mentioned market targets thanks to the blend of production, age, and contract context. In Boston, reports indicated moments when the front office picked up the phone to gauge the value of defenders, not a confirmation of talks with LA, but a sign they're open to listening. From the blue and gold side, the logic is crystal clear. Patchwork in the secondary, practice squad elevations, and DB workouts are the classic script for a team mapping an external solution. On the field, the marriage of skills jumps off the tape. Duggar can align in the box, play overhang to the strong side, and be unleashed on timed blitzes, freeing Derwin James, when he's 100%, to bounce between post, robber, and late rotation that muddies a quarterback's picture. On third downs, a safety with punch at the tackle point closes flats and hooks, protects the short middle, and shrinks throwing windows on shallow crossers. With the renewed front pressure from Mack and Owe, routes get shorter, throws come out faster, and the odds of a deflection climb. Against offenses that lean on 12 personnel, he brings that physical edge, matches TEs, and cuts down yards after contact. And the cost? That's where the game grows up. New England only steps away from a starter like this for a premium return, possibly a day 2 pick plus conditionals tied to snaps and production. The smoke level is medium, there's real market traction, but contract and price could keep him put. For LA, the question is blunt. Is it worth converting future capital into an immediate deadbolt for January? The clock runs to November 4th, and the answer may depend on the secondary's health. If this week's scan results look good, the balance shifts. If doubts pop up, urgency spikes. And while we set those pieces on the board, a fresh medical update yanked every fan's heart. It was one of those nights every fan remembers. A Thursday night football win with everyone holding their breath. The victory over the Vikings came with a string of medical scares. Derwin James left the field limping, Tarheeb Still dealt with a knee issue, and Mekhi Becton also suffered a knee injury that forced him out. And as has become his signature, Jim Harbaugh kept things under wraps. No diagnosis, no timetable, just that poker face of someone who knows the whole league is watching and prefers the mystery. The first relief came later. According to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, Derwin would get an MRI to determine the damage to his ankle. But there's optimism he won't miss time. That changes the tone inside the locker room. Derwin is more than a captain. He's the defense's emotional thermostat. When he's healthy, the energy spikes and the play calling gains the freedom to take calculated risks. The idea of having him ready against the Titans after the mini-bye that follows a Thursday game reignites that next man up mantra Harbaugh pounds into the walls. Even so, fans' patience is at the limit. Since the offseason, the injured list has felt endless. Najee Harris, who arrived precisely for his durability, tore his Achilles. Rookie Hampton showed up in a walking boot, and before week 1 even kicked off, Rashawn Slater, the pillar of the offensive line, tore his patellar tendon shortly after signing a massive extension. It's a cruel script. Every time the machine starts humming, somebody drops, and still, the team keeps finding ways to compete. That's the duality of Harbaugh's Chargers, a roster determined to defy the odds. Vidal and the improvised run game are holding the rope. The pass rush, now with Owe, turned into a difference maker, and the staff is using tactical versatility as a weapon to mask absences. But the truth is, no one can keep losing leaders in sequence. The fan base is begging for a lucky break, a period of stability. The good news, the schedule offers time to heal. 10 days off before the Titans. If the tests confirm quick recoveries for James and Still, morale flips on a dime. And it's in that pocket of breathing room where hope takes root, that finally talent can speak louder than the training room. Take a breath, Bolt fam. Today we saw a comeback script. Owe arrived, produced, elevated the pass rush, and for the price paid, looks like a steal. On offense, a plan B with a dependable back like Singletary would provide immediate ballast and take pressure off Vidal and Hampton's return. In the secondary, the market red on Kyle Duggar fits the big nickel concept and frees Derwin to roam. And the optimism about James's ankle after testing reignites belief for the Titans after the mini-bye. Would you spend draft capital on Duggar right now? Drop your take in the comments, smash the like, share it with a friend, and hit subscribe.